Good morning. Just trying to make sure that everything's working. Today we're going to do the altered spools. And then next week I thought I would do some cards and the notebook holder. This is a die cut that we put together, and then it holds pads. All of these are up in the store as kits that you can get so you can craft along with me. I am trying hard to get back into crafting and to get things done. Hi, Carolyn. Thank you for joining me. So I got all my stuff together in baskets. For those of you that got kits, you should have everything that you need to make both the spools. And so I am going to start with this one. This is the first one, and I just stuck this in to hold it, but you can certainly add a photo and change it out to wherever you want. So I'll give it just a minute and see if anyone else is going to join us. Otherwise, Carolyn, it might just be you and me. So I am hoping that I will know how to save this after it's done so that I can put it on my YouTube channel so that it is saved. I love you too, Carolyn. I loved your apples. Those are so cute. You guys are all so creative down there. I wish I could gather a group of people up here that we can get together and craft. I know there's a place down in Linwood that they've asked me to come down, but it's quite a drive, especially through the heavy traffic that's down that way. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need a hot glue gun and some other glue. I'm going to use the art glitter glue, and I do have this in the store. And the store address, I should write it down because it's awfully long for those of you who haven't been there. It is scrapadabadoo.com, just like it is in the thing here. So let's get started. So in the kits, I went ahead and painted everything so that you would have it all ready to go. And what we're going to do is first glue down the... Thank you, Carolyn. I'm not quite sure how this Facebook thing works yet, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to add some glue here. And this is just a chipboard disc that came in the kit. So add it down. And then I usually like to... Hi, Ashley. Hey, girlfriend. I haven't seen you in so long. And then I like to just make sure you get a good adhesive there. And then on this one, you've got strips of paper, and you'll need to cut them down. I think I just cut bigger strips and sent them, so you'll have to measure it and cut it. Ashley, how's the store doing? I'm so excited for you. I'm just going to roll it around and mark it. And then just take a pair of scissors and clip it off. And then I'm going to once again take the glue and just make sure you get enough of there. You've been hibernating? Is it getting cold there, Ash? Just roll it around. Don't mind the glue that comes out because you can just wipe it off. So there's just 3 of us here. It's enough to have a party, don't you think? Oh, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to ink it. But no worries, we'll start inking from here on out. And the ink I'm using is the vintage photo on all of this. So that one gets that. And this one gets paper too. So I'll go ahead and ink this one. And I didn't come up with these spools. I mean, these I did, but I got the idea because a friend of mine had given me a gift, and one of the things in it was an altered spool, and I have been intrigued with them. So when I was able to find all the parts and pieces to them, I thought, well, why not give it a go? So just cut it off, add some glue. And wrap it around. I can't tell if... No, Carolyn, this is art glitter glue. It dries clear. I like it. I don't use it on like flat pieces. Oh, this didn't go on real well. No, we're just gonna deal with it. I don't use it for like on my cards and that. I still use my, no, I can't live with that. So let's do another piece. Hang on. But for some of these altered things, it works pretty darn good. Okay. It sticks pretty good, as you can see. I have to keep moving the chat bar down. I keep thinking that no one's there. It's made by Art Glitter. I have it in the store. Oh, heck, of course. Hang on one second. And I get it in the big refill tubs, and they won't actually let you ship it in the winter because it freezes. Weird, huh? Let me see. I'm gonna have to cut down another piece of paper. So hang on 1 minute. So that's about 1 7/8. And then there's refill tubs, and there's a pin, a cap, the fine line cap that you get to go with it, which is this metal piece, and then it comes with a pin that goes in it. And I've been testing it as compared to the Scotch glue, and it's about the same in my opinion. Price wise, I think it's a little bit better, maybe the same price. So, but I do like that it comes with a tip that you can add right to the bottle. I'm gonna redo that. My line looks, oh, there it is. I see it now. But then I've used the fine line bottles too for my Scotch glue, and I like those too. Yeah, I don't know. It is weird, but they discontinue shipping it in the winter months. Sent to Montana? Really? I'm sorry, but my absolute favorite glue is still the Pioneer glue stick. I use it all the time. Jenny! So you might try it, Carolyn. It might work better to send things to Montana with. So, okay, there we got our paper on the 2. And so on the 3rd one, we've just had some twine. And when I wrap this one, I actually will go ahead and put some glue stick on it. Looks like I need a pusher stick. It doesn't want to come out. Okay. Careful of your fingers when you're using the glue stick, but just wrap the twine that's in the kit all around your spool until it's covered. Can you see what I'm doing? I love the glue stick. It's still my favorite for like gluing paper to chipboard. I've never had a problem with it coming off either. I was going back through and looking at some of my scrapbooks that I have done in the past, and I had used the Herma, is it Herma that EK Success had put out, the Herma glue runner or whatever, tape runner, and all of it had loosened up, and all my pictures were coming off, so I had to go back through, and I went back through with my Scotch ATG gun and put all my pictures back on the pages I had done because they were all falling off. Okay, so we've got that. We've got them all wrapped. And now in your kits, I had sent, you've gotten the oval one of the little doily. I ran out of those, so I'm going to use a fan-shaped one. And I am actually going to put this on with some glue stick. And just stick it on and tap it down. Janny, is the weather changing there in Colorado for you? We've sure had a change. Last night it rained so hard that I thought my gutters were going to explode off my house. Okay, so now we're just going to position our spools. And as you can see, I've got the big one, the taller one, and then the little one all stacked up. And they're not touching per se, but they're pretty darn close. So I like that positioning of it. So we're just going to stick them down. And we've needed rain. My gosh. We have been so dry this summer. And Carolyn, I can't believe the amount of fires that have been in California this year. It's scary. And as I said, you'll find that, and I do still have, I believe, 3 of these spool kits left in the store. And then if you don't want to buy kits, I've put some of just the blank spools up there too. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, because this is going to take a minute, we've got the paper clip that is used for that. And I am actually going to take a little piece of paper. I should have kept that one that I threw away. But I'm just going to take a little piece of paper and wad it up and stick it down in this hole so that when the glue goes in, it won't drop all the way to the bottom. So you won't have to be filling up that with glue. So, and then I'm just going to put quite a bit of glue on here. And then stick it down where you want it facing. Then you're going to have to hold it for a little bit. Make sure it's upright. And then while you're waiting, when you get it right, we're going to just take that little flower and stick it right on top. And just hold it till it dries. So we can chat for a minute because it's going to take a couple minutes for it to get sturdy. And then this little flower's got splits between the petals, so you can adjust it around your paper clip so you can hide the glue. Okay, So now that that's done, we're gonna move right along here. And I am going to go ahead and glue the butterflies. These are some of the Tim Holtz metal butterflies. They come in a package, and I took and put the Pentina metal coloring on it for you before I sent it, and see where I like it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. Perfect. And then we've got the big flower. And these are going to take quite a bit of glue. And you just want to position it right in there and just stick it down. Jenny, I did talk to Barry. I don't know if you got my last message that I sent, but they were safe from the fires. They actually came within 1,000 feet of her home. So, of course, they had to, and I'm just going to push this flower down so it kind of encompasses the back of the butterfly too. But they, of course, had to pack up all the birds and get them in the cars and ready to go. But luckily, I can, Janny, if you let me know what you want of it, I can order it. I'm trying not to bring a whole lot of excess inventory in. I'm just trying to do special orders and things like that for a while until I can get myself geared back up and going again. So just let me know what you want, and I'm more than happy to order it for you. So we're going to go ahead and put the balls on. We got 3 big ones. Actually, are these? Hang on, I think I grabbed the wrong size. These aren't as big. Hang on. Okay, I think these are bigger. Yes. So then I want these 3 for my middle ones. No, I want the other ones. Okay. And on this one, I'm going to turn it around, and I am going to that's about the right height. Now, if you don't like the height of these, you can always get some metal clippers. Hi, Linda. Yeah, just let me know what you want, Jenny. And this one, I am going to fill it up, the spool, so it holds the pin. And then you just run your pin through this. Okay, tell me this one doesn't even have a hole in it. Oh my gosh. You know, ladies, I should have looked at this. If you get, hang on, I'm going to have to go find one that's got a hole. If you happen to get one that didn't have a hole, let me know. I didn't even look at that. They're supposed to have holes. Okay. There. So that stands up. Okay, and so for the smaller one, I did cut this pin off. With my handy dandy wire clippers. So you can cut off as much or as little as you want. I'm going to go ahead and put my little balls on there first. What? It says I'm still live here. Am I still live, you guys? Okay, hang on, you guys. It says I'm still live. Am I still live? Okay, it says I'm still live. Okay, yay. It's not me. Ooh. You know, this is the first time I've done this, so it's kind of like, oh, is it going to work or isn't it going to work? I've seen all kinds of um do that. Ooh, I'll have to look for that later. It went flying. Okay. So then we're just going to fill this little spool up because it won't take much glue to fill it up. You can watch it sink in there so you know how much you want. And it doesn't matter if it comes up to the top because your little bead is going to cover it. Okay. You want to just wait a minute and it'll start to heat up, and then you can just plop it in there and let your beads drop, and then they will go. Hi, Julia. Hi, Michelle. We are making the altered spools. We've got this one, and then next we will be doing this one. So right now we're working on this one. We've gotten this part of it done. And I do still have, I think, 3 kits left in the store, like I said. And it's scrapadabadoo.com. So, and then in your kits, you will have received just a bag of random flowers that you'll use on both the big and the little one. And on mine, I forgot to do my clock, so I will have to add that later. But there's a little clock on the back. So we're going to go ahead and just add our little flowers. I'm just going to grab a few of them here. And I just did random so that it would fit any season, any time. It could stay out all year long. So the first ones I'm going to do are going to be on the back of the spool. Thank you, Janny. Juliet, they come in a kit with both of them. And so you can do that, or I have bits and pieces that you can just buy the spools, and if you have the supplies, you can just make up your own. So either way is an option. June Marie, darling, how are ya? Okay, and so there's just a couple flowers that we've pushed back into here. My random picks that I got out weren't very good. And I'm just going to push it back into the back there, kind of fill up space. Thanks. I have to be honest with you. I was almost sick to my stomach this morning thinking about doing a show. It's been so long, and you know, you kind of lose a little bit of your oomph and confidence and all that kind of stuff. So if I'm bumbling around, it's because I feel like I'm doing this for the first time again. But we'll get back at it. I'm vowed to make myself do it. Find things to do and to keep on going. So you guys have to keep pushing me and making me do it. Okay? All right. So other than the clock, there you have it. I've got to add my clock, but and then you can just add a photograph or some kind of saying or trade it up. Thanks, Julia. You guys are so good for me. So let's get started on the second one. And that is this one. And it's got the scissors and the tape measure and all that for crafting. So here we go. Let me get my other basket. I did baskets so that I have everything that I need. Oh, okay, I'll just swap it out. All right. So in the kits, like I say, you get everything you need to make both of these. And so the first thing I'm going to do is glue my pieces onto the flat parts. And once again, I'm using the Art Glitter Glue, testing it out. I used it, oh sure, the one I just finished or the one I'm doing now? So here's the one I am doing right now. And it's got the scissors and all that kind of stuff. There's really nothing on the back. You can doctor it up if you want. So this is the one we're working on now. And this is the one we just finished. Okay. I love them. Okay. I keep saying okay. It must be because I'm nervous. So I'm going to stop. I'm not going to say okay anymore. Okay? And these are some of the old burlap mat stacks from Die Cuts with a View that I've had around forever. And I just love using them because they are backed with paper. And so you can cut them out. And I did punch these out with those heavy-duty Fiskars punches that I had in the store. They're all gone now, but they're wonderful. All right. So now I'm going to glue the ribbon onto it. The bottom one is going to go upwards, and the top one is going to go down. So just measure how much I need. And I do believe that I just glued this on with the Art Glitter Glue, that it stuck very well. I might have to trim the because it doesn't want to let the lace lay flat onto the. All right. So I'm going to just do a bead. This doesn't work. We'll go back and use the glue gun. This will be the bottom, so it's going to stick up. Okay, okay. June Marie, are the grandkids back in school and giving you a break now? All of our kids have gone back. I took the grandkids out school shopping this year. And the high school is, hi, Margaret. Um, I always take them out for their school supplies. You know, I get them backpacks and this and that. Well, they're both now in high school. And so when we got out to do our shopping, I said, okay, what do you need? And the grandson said, Grammy, I need 3 spiral notebooks. I said, okay. So I said, let's get those. So we went over, and the store that we were in happened to have them on sale for 20 cents a piece. So he got his 3. And I said, what else do you need? He said, that's it. So Annika, I asked her what she needs. She says, I need 3 notebooks too, spiral notebooks. So she got her 3. And she said, and I need colored pens. So I said, okay. So she got those, and they were like $3.99. I said, okay, what else? And they said, that's it. So they cost me a whole, I think it was $5.98 in their school supplies this year. I couldn't believe it. All right, so this is going to be the top one, and it's going to go down. They didn't want any new school clothes. They were fine. You're fine, we said. I said, you got to be joking. So I said, well, let's go have lunch. And they said, well, we're not real hungry. So I said, okay, what else do you want to do? And they needed to go and do a couple of things. So we went and did that. And that was it. I said, you know, guys, I put more gas in my car to get down here to pick you up than I spent on you in school supplies. And they just laughed. They thought it was funny. Okay. Should have done that before I started. But I guess high school is a little bit different. I know last year when I took Annika out, she wanted all these clothes. So we just went nuts in the clothes department. And this year she said, oh, I'm good. It's a little time consuming, but it's worth it. And this glue seems to be doing really good, even holding this lace on. So yes, I would recommend the art glitter glue. And I do have this in the store, and I have the tips, and oh yeah, college is going to be different. Well, I can't believe it because the one grandson that isn't here, he's over on the other side of the mountains. He's a senior this year, so you know, of course, there's always the whole senior thing with the senior pictures and the senior trip and you know all that good stuff that we'll probably help out with. But and then his sister is a junior, so we'll get to go with that for the next year for her. And then the 2 that are here, they go the year after and then the year after that. So for the next 4 years, we'll have high school graduates. And that's something. I'm not old enough to have high school kids. Okay, so this one we're going to put paper on. Oh, Linda, you probably need art glitter glue. Don't forget the tip and then the refill bottle. And the one thing is, Linda, is that with this stuff, for some reason, they don't ship it in the winter. So, because it freezes. So I think they stopped shipping in like September or October. Does art glitter glue anything? It seems to, June Marie. I have heard people say that if you're using it, you know, like to glue down big pieces of paper, that it warps, but I haven't seen that yet. But then when I'm gluing paper, I will typically, for me, I still use the Pioneer glue stick when I glue paper to chipboard. I'm trying to line that little mark up, make sure that it's straight. But as far as this, it's held really well on the spools, and it's holding real well for the lace. It's not letting it go, and like I said, I do believe I put it on that one that I had done earlier, and it's still holding pretty strong there too. So yeah, I had someone that when I was doing a D-stash, they had gotten some, I forget what it was that they had gotten, but she emailed me and said, "What do I do? This stuff is all frozen." I didn't know, so I said put it in a warm spot and let it melt and see if it still works after it melts. And oh crud, that's didn't. Gotta trim a little bit more off. You know what, I'm just gonna use my straight edge for as much as I need to trim off. So, but it still worked after it thawed. So I had no clue that some of it would freeze in shipping. Snow, June Marie? Oh my goodness. Okay, it's still September, isn't it? We had thunder and lightning last night. I'm sorry, but I love a good thunderstorm. As long as I don't have to be out in it, you know. Okay, so I just find the easiest way to do this is just mark it. Then either use your scissors or a straight edge. Margaret Halderson is making a trip to Australia this month. She's abandoning me. We have had such a hot, dry summer. And of course, my yard was not the focus of my efforts this year because we were redoing our kitchen. Well, I ended up redoing the kitchen and the bedrooms and my craft room, and so I worked inside mostly this summer and not outside. 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So we also over in the Scrap-a-Dub-a-Doo ATC cards or site. We have a new swap that we have started. So it's going to be a coffee one. Thought it'd be a good one for me to get moving on. So, okay, so we're going to glue these down. I'm just considering if I need to. I think I'll put the beads on after I glue them down. Now I can craft all day. Yeah, everything seems to be done. We just finished the craft storeroom. We had taken all of our window, what is it, the molding and window panes and window sills and all that stuff off when we did the craft room. And so Dan just finished rebuilding my window sills and putting the molding around it and getting those finished. And girlfriend and mine and we made new curtains, so I was able to get those hung. So pretty much my house is done. Now I have no excuses, right? No excuses not to craft. All the projects are done. Okay. These are the Prima beads. They're the Frank Garcia ones. And I don't have it. They're actually really hard to get because everybody's out of them. I had actually had to order more off of Amazon because none of my suppliers had them, and I didn't know if they were going to get them back or not. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Let's go back. Gotta go back. I did not put the beads around the bottom of this one, so let's go ahead and put our beads on the bottom and finish it off. So we'll see how the glitter glue works on beads too. We're going to test it. You know, June Marie, it is really handy to have him. He was kind of a little intimidated by some of the things that we needed to do for the kitchen renovation. Electrical, plumbing, taking soffits out, and I mean, he literally had to rewire some of the kitchen and that, but he did a fabulous job. We weren't so good at mudding and taping. That wasn't real fun and didn't turn out the best, but we had a couple little places that we needed to patch. And so I called a drywall specialist in, some guy that did drywall. He came and took a look. And for the two little places that we needed to have patched, he wanted to charge me over $1,500 to patch, like, I would say, oh, I don't know, about 2 5-foot sections that were about 10 to 12 inches wide. And I thought, $1,500, that buys a lot of crafting supplies. Maybe we could do it ourselves. So we did it ourselves. It was not perfect. I think I ended up with more mud on me than I got on the ceiling when I was patching it, but it was fun. We had a mud fight. We laughed until we fell on the floor, but we got it done. Yeah, you know, if they're charging $1,500 for that little space, I can't imagine what they would charge to redo a room. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm in the wrong business here. I should probably be learning to mud and tape. Except my arms got so tired. Mud's not light when you have to hold all those tools and everything. And of course, you know, I watched YouTube videos and, you know, they make it look so easy. Yeah, you just slap it on, smooth it out, do this for texture. It's all good. And yeah, that's not how it goes. All right, we're gonna sit this one back and let it dry. It looks like the art glitter glue is going to hold those beads on just fine as well. And that looks so much better being finished off. Doesn't that look pretty? Much better. So we'll continue with this one. Yeah, I'm right. I mean, that's taking out of our craft funds. And it was fun. Yeah, Jean Marie, you're right. Getting the mud up there wasn't as bad as trying to get it smoothed out and make it look decent. So we laughed. We had a good time with it. Another thing that we had fun with was the tile, because we did our backsplashes ourselves in the kitchen. And I actually would love to tile a whole lot more because we did a fabulous job on that. And of course, YouTube video helped quite a bit. So what would we do without YouTube? It shows us everything. Now this doesn't want to seem to hold as well on this one, but maybe it's because my fingers are sticky and it keeps pulling it off. So hang on, let me wipe my fingers off. You know, I'm really surprised too. The first part of it, when we first started into it, we were meeting with one of the big box stores to figure out our cabinets and that kind of thing. Well, my husband's a cabinet builder by trade. So when you go into some of these big box stores, the cabinets that you're actually getting from them are not what a custom cabinet builder would be making. And being a custom cabinet maker, my husband is well aware of that, and he was not happy. And the way we were doing things, I think I'm going to need to, this one's not sticking so well. What we needed to do is we needed to take our soffits down that were over the old cabinets. And he wasn't happy about that. And that was probably the biggest issue that we were having. And one day after we were done meeting with the guy that was designing them through the box store, we got in the car and he was all pouty, or not real pouty, but just kind of quiet. And I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Nothing. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't feel like arguing." Well, what it was is he didn't want to take the soffits down. And so I said, "That's fine. We can leave them up and build around it." So we got home and started looking. Well, where we were taking the wall out between the kitchen and the laundry slash pantry didn't have soffits. So I asked him, I said, "Well, when we do that, if we leave the soffits, are you going to build new ones to put up there?" And he just shook his head, looked at me, and says, "You're going to get your way. You're going to get your way, aren't you?" So we ended up taking the soffits down, and it actually worked out good because we didn't go with the box store cabinets. We found a guy that was recommended to us from our counter guy, and he custom built to fit what we needed. And he built the cabinets and bumped them out the inch and a half that we needed to cover where the soffits came out above the old existing cabinets. So he didn't even need to patch those. So that made him a happy camper through it all. So that was the only real tough part that we had going into this. And it took us about 3 months, June, a little less than 3 months to get it completed. And it was fun. We had a good time. And he still walks into the kitchen and looks and can't believe that we did this. Now on this top one, I see that the hot glue works much better, and I don't know if it's because of the weight of the beads pulling down or if it's just the glue. So, and it's beautiful. I do have to say that I absolutely love my kitchen. Hi, Patricia. All right. So there we've got the beads on the top of this one. While we have this going, I put the seam on mine in the front simply because the back has nothing on it and the front has all the decorations. So I actually put my seam in the front, and I should have moved that down. Okay, I'm going to. It's not. It should be on the bottom. So I am going to actually move it down where it goes. Oh, yeah, it's quite expensive. I was amazed at the the box store's prices for the cabinets were actually about, I would say, 10 to 20% more than what we paid having them custom built. And to be honest, I was absolutely shocked. But now pretty much I have a new house. Everything's done. So now I have to figure out what I want to do with my spare time. Suppose I could craft. What do you guys think? Been thinking about resurrecting the store. Yeah, girls, this has to be down at the bottom. It looks so much better to be all the way to the bottom. But before I resurrect the store, I've still got some old product that is going to be put up on Facebook to be gotten rid of, and then I'll start back in with newer stuff. You'll like it, Linda. You will. You'll like this glue. So in your kit also is the metal spool for on the top. I never really closed it. I never really closed it. Okay, here's the deal. I just didn't have the heart to do it. When I started the store, my mom well, when I joined in with Barry, my mom had been going through cancer treatment, and it was the perfect way for me to be able to stay home and take care of her and have the opportunity to spend time with her and be at her beck and call. And so after she passed, I just didn't have the heart for it anymore. It was like it had no purpose for me. And I just didn't have the heart to do it, and I didn't have the heart to let my customers down by not doing it so well. And so in essence, I just chose to go ahead and just kind of stop for a while. And so I've spent the last year and a half renovating my house and going through closets and just doing a lot of heart seeking and finding out where it was I wanted to go and what I was supposed to do. And I really think that I'm supposed to craft. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we're gluing the words inside of the little, what are they called? Embroidery hoops. And then I'm gonna glue this is so cute. I just ordered some more of these in, so I'm gonna have some more of these into the store so that if you want them for more other ones. Yeah, Linda, I still have some clean out to do for it as well. And then I can start concentrating on ordering newer product and getting things in to have in the store and doing more pre-orders and that kind of stuff. So we're going to hold this on pretty good so it sticks. And I'm just sticking it in the middle. I think I need a little more. On both sides of it. Ah, boy, that heats that one up. Yeah, it was a good break for me, Jenny. It really was. I was able to get a lot of things done. You know, in that time, I had to clean out my mom's house and do that. So it was like I had two households in my home, and I was quite stuffed here. I had boxes and it just got to the point where I felt like I just couldn't concentrate because everything was so chaotic, and I'm kind of a I'm kind of a neat freak. So when things get out of whack and out of order and everything, I tend to panic and, oh no, no, it's not like my house is really dirty ever, but uh, I felt like it was. So I just needed to take a break, and it was a good one. All right, so we've glued this one on, and we've put our spool on the top. And so I'm going to actually put my scissors in. And you've got these little stamens here. Now, and in these kits, I have pre-painted everything for in these kits. Linda, I think if you were going to go in your craft room to do it, you'd probably have to call 911 for them to kind of come and find you to pull you out. That's what I felt like when I started mine. So I've painted these stamens, and I just folded them at different lengths. Some of them I cut shorter so that they'd go down there a little bit shorter than these. And let me see if I stuck them in the center hole. I did. So I stuck them in with the scissors and made them at different lengths. So now that I've got them, I've just pulled them up, and I'm going to just fill this with glue and stick them right back in there. Like that. And then you've got a bead thing like this. And I just took and pulled the beads to where they were centered together. They're just kind of, let me see if I can, may not be able to get this one pulled, but we'll see. Oh, now they want to fall off. But there are holes in them, so you can thread them back through if your eyesight is any good. Okay. So if it doesn't pull through, I'll just pull it off and then put it back on. That's where I got into trouble, is when we decided to combine the craft room and the storeroom together. We were taking, we were, and I'd pretty much boxed everything up, so we really couldn't see the things I had, but we were taking the punches, because I have them on the front of my desk here. He built some some shelves for him so that I could keep them all together. And when he carried the fourth big moving box of them out here, he just kind of looked at me and said, "Well, babe." I laughed. I didn't say anything. So I just glued the two ends and just stuck them in because they'll be held in there with the flowers that you put in. So everything will be glued down tight by the time that you're done. I told him, I just laughed at him. I said, "Don't oh babe me," because I've been out and looked at your shop and your woodworking tools. And I said, "I know that I have purchased at least two of everything for you in your woodworking stuff, and I'm gonna clip this one off. It's the one that I painted for you because he takes one of every." Okay, I ended up with a little piece, but not the pin. So hold on, let me go search for the pin. I heard it. That was easy. And I told him, I said, "At least you don't have to purchase two of everything for me and my craft room." And these should just stick down through the glue. It might be a little hard to push it down in there, but you can do it. You can do it. I'm confident. So I do have to laugh at him. So, and you can arrange these however you want and get them down there. It probably would be wiser to put them in while your glue is still a little soft rather than waiting, but I'm happy with that. Yeah, I found it. It wasn't real hard. I did paint everything. We sat outside in the sunshine one day, and I thought, oh, it'd just be easier because otherwise I have to send all the paint, and that would have driven up the price of the kit. And I didn't want to do that. I want to keep my, if I do kits, do you guys like kits? So I thought I'd start maybe doing some card kits and just some fun kits and thing kits. Yeah, shop tools. Oh my gosh. And of course they come out with new ones. Well, this one has a laser on it. Oh, why do you need a laser? Well, it helps me see. Well, I can agree. We get older, our eyesight goes, and yeah, okay. So you can have the one with the laser. And then he came home the other day and said, "Man, they got a new tool out. We just seen a video on it at the shop. It's a tool where you can cut right across the floor. You just lay it on the floor and it cuts right across the floor." I said, "Yeah, let's wait 2 or 3 years until the price of that puppy comes down." He said, "It's 1,500. That's not bad." I thought, 1,500. What can I buy with 15? So anyway, he didn't get it. You love kits, Margaret? Okay. Anybody else? So I just randomly glued roses around the edge of this black metal. You don't want to push them in too far, like I did. And all different colors. Like I said, I didn't stick with a color theme on any of these. I just randomly stuck flowers in and around. And up. Yeah, I don't think I'll do any big book kits or anything like that. Janny, that is such a good idea. Okay, I'm just going to let this ring and I apologize, but they must have taken my number off the do not call list because I get these calls constantly all day long. Or maybe it's just that I'm here more often now to realize how often they come in. But I don't answer them. I don't. And you can glue as many or as few flowers on here as you want. You can add them wherever you want to the side. You know, I actually feel bad because he's been woodworking. Well, we've been married 40, it'll be 42 years this year. And he has actually been woodworking for the better part of it. And it does take a toll. I'm just going to lean this down here because I want to add some flowers back behind here. So I'm just going to lean it on something that makes it a little easier. But his hands, you know, after gripping those tools for so long, they tend to bother him. Not so much arthritis, but just joint pain. And then I always feel so bad that I've asked him to do something extra around the house when I know he's done it at work. And that's why, you know, they say a shoemaker's son has no shoes. So when you do something day in and day out, last thing you want to do is come home and do the same thing, right? Let's see. I think that pretty much. Oh, I got to add my butterfly. And you actually have two itty bitty teeny tiny butterflies, and I've already glued mine together to make it dimensional. Well, maybe it didn't glue together so well because it wants. No, it didn't. How dare you? Huh? So I will glue it together after I put it on. Let's see. I do. they're so small. It's hard to get your fingers in there. There we go. Give it a little dimension. And there we have our second spool. And it says, do small things with great love. And I put those in all the kits, but of course, if you have something else you wanted to stamp and put on a piece of paper for that. So there are your two spools. And these make my sister-in-law just retired from teaching. So when we went to her retirement party, I made her two of these and put pictures of her two grandkids in them and gave them to her, and she was just enthralled with them. She absolutely loved them. So there we go on those. And there we go with those. So I do like that saying too. So next week, and I think I'll continue doing it on Tuesday at the same time, we're going to make these cards. And I've got kits in the store where you'll be able to make 4 of each one of these styles. And it says, feel the love. And then they're blank inside. And then this one says, thankful, grateful, blessed. The kits, I stamped the images, but left them for you to color. So that would be up to you. If you want me to color them, I'll charge you double. And then we also have the lot of notes notepad holder, and it's like this, and then you just put a notepad in it, and I keep one of these in my shopping bag that I take shopping with me. And when I see something that I like, I'm just able to pull it out and write it down or make notes of things. So this is what we'll be doing next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. The spools, you can still get the kits for them in the store at scrapadabadoo.com. That's SCRAPADABADOO.com. The notepad is marvelous, June Marie. I make these. In fact, these were made for Christmas gifts. I probably made them 3 or 4 years ago, and both of my sister-in-laws asked me, any chance you're going to do those notepad holders again? I've worn mine out. So these will probably, I will probably make some of these and give them for Thanksgiving gifts when we all get together so that they have them to jot all their Christmas notes on. So, and I have the notepad papers, the papers that go with it come with the kits. So you'll get everything to completely finish it. If you didn't want it to be fallish, you could eliminate the pumpkin and add something else to them. I can do them in different papers, whatever you like. I love those cards. And I found this stamp set and ordered one thinking that I could get them wholesale and just be able to pop them in the kits. But the company that I got them from only sells retail. and I was not able to get them for in the kits. So I thought, well, I'll just stamp the image and send them with the card kits. So that's what I've done. Get everything to make the cards, 4 of each ones. They do come with envelopes, and you can just pop them in the mail and send them off. How many of you actually send snail mail anymore? I got to get better at it. So anyway, ladies, thank you so much for joining me. I think it's good to be back. We'll know more in a couple weeks on how I'm doing, but I've missed you all, and we will see you all again soon. Love you.